What's up guys, GGB's Good here, and you've tuned in to the week of Little Mac. If you haven't tuned in before, this is a 3-part series for every character, where I take one character each week and do one-on-one matches online for glory. And today's character is Little Mac. Of course, Little Mac debuted in 1987 in the game Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for the NES. Of course, I believe there was an arcade version as well. And he hasn't really had... He's had, I believe, one other game, which is Punch-Out for the Wii. He made a comeback there. Oh my god, this guy. And since then, he hasn't really been in many other games. But he's always been a Nintendo property. And it's interesting that he made an appearance in this game, I think. But he's a very cool character in this game. I don't particularly like him because... oh my god. Because I just don't. I think he has horrible recovery, as everyone knows by now who plays this game. But he's an incredibly strong character on the... oh, that's awesome. I didn't know little, Kirby looked like that as Little Mac. That's awesome. But otherwise, he's definitely an interesting character, very fun to use for a little bit. So I'm gonna have fun this week of. But that being said, Little Mac has the worst recovery in the game, as you just saw. I don't think his grab is that good either. Yeah, see, worst recovery in the game. I just got bodied by Kirby. Great. He also has the most colors in the game, or one of... he has, I believe, 8 different skins they can have, or maybe 16. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's 8. No, most characters have 8, I think. Anyways, Little Mac is obviously a boxer, so they decided to design him around those principles, where he's an excellent character on the ground, but he's garbage in the air. He can do so much damage on the ground, and he's incredibly fast on the ground, but if you put him in the air... alright, he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to play. If you put him... alright, that was weird. Anyways, I guess I'll take that win. But I don't claim to be very good with Little Mac anyways. But anyways, he's very good on the ground, very strong. But his aerials are almost not worth using. I believe the only move worth using in the air for him would be his side special move, which is pretty powerful. His aerials are almost like jabs, pretty much. That's how little damage they do. We'll see if I can do any better and find a more interesting opponent. His grabs are alright. I don't know if any of them really combo in anything. And his specials are pretty good. He also has... he's one of the... I think he must be the only character with a special bar that he has on the bottom. That would be like in most fighting games, you build it up and you get to use a special. So in the case of Little Mac, he gets a KO punch when it's totally full. But obviously you can get rid of it if you hit him, so that's a good way to counter it. But you also have to be really careful because his KO punch comes out incredibly quickly and it will actually KO you. The majority of the time, I believe. Let's see if I can get Sonic. Oh, I used it, but he hit me before. Or he just hit me before, I'm not sure. So it may be just tempting to use Little Mac's dash attack that just seems to be his easiest move to use. It comes out pretty quickly. It doesn't have many recovery frames, I don't believe. But it's just predictable, I believe. Most of the people that I see online using Little Mac love to spam that move because he's a pretty quick character, on the ground, of course, and he will catch up to you and use that move, and it's pretty powerful. But of course, you don't want to spam any move because it ends up being predictable, and your opponent can obviously just punish you for doing that. That's his side B move. You just saw the punch can come out at varying times, which is pretty. If you press B before the full length of that attack, he will definitely punch prior to it. So it's good to get your opponent off guard with that as well. Man, Little Mac is, I don't know. He's just not. I'm not too excited to use him. He's fun to use, but yeah, his neutral air, he sort of punches down. His jumps suck. His up B move gives him some forward recovery, and it's pretty, it's actually pretty strong. It can KO, so it's pretty cool. His forward air is, he hits forward, I guess he swings his punch forward, but it's just not that powerful. His back air, I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest with you. He hits back with his punch. I assume all his moves are punches. Even his down, so you can see I use it there, and it's obviously very punishable. So you gotta be careful if you want to use Little Mac. Don't get in the habit of just spamming that move all the time, because you'll get punished pretty hard, and you're gonna start losing a lot of matches, and that's definitely why. So his side B move is actually has a pretty large range. What else can we talk about with Little Mac? Wow. His grab comes out pretty slowly, I've noticed, and it doesn't have the biggest range because he's a little guy. I guess it makes sense. I think one of Little Mac's best moves would have to be his whoops. Yeah, it's also important to note that his up B, I don't think I would have made that back. Anyways, it's important to note that his up B move leaves you in a fall state, so you want to be careful with that. Good grab. Tried to get him with the up B. I think his best move would have to be his forward tilt. I think it might even do more damage. The worst. You're actually the worst right now. I think Little Mac's forward tilt might even be better if you're doing if your opponent's behind you and you do a forward tilt turning around. I don't even know how I would word that, to be honest with you. I guess it sort of like Falcon punch, right? Falcon punch, where he can turn around and use it, and I think it's stronger. He can pivot and use it. So if he pivots, I always see it coming out a lot faster and stronger. Little Mac's forward tilt, of course. KCDC is our next opponent. That's pretty awesome. As Gigamac. I wish we could go over Final Smashes, but they're not in for glory mode. Yeah, it's just gonna... Final Smashes are fun, but I don't know if I can if I can play with items. I mean, it's all right. Oh my god. Did that just happen? I don't understand. They have to give him some more recovery. That's kind of horrible to the Little Mac players. It's getting a little laggy. Unfortunately. Yeah, his most of Little Mac's moves come out quickly, and you don't have to. There's not many consequences to them. You don't really get punished too hard for whiffing a move, unless it's his forward his dash move. So that's his forward tilt, which is pretty good. And his forward smash is obviously awesome. His throws aren't bad, but they're nothing to write home about. Hey, stop that. He doesn't deal well with projectile users either, of course. Well, that puts you in a false state too, so don't use that off the stage. You will die. I think the only game I won was that one where the person let me win. I am horrible with Little Mac. If you'd like to see a particular character next week, please put your character selection in the comment section below. I will definitely go ahead and use that character. Yeah, I don't know if if Little Mac's aerials have... They definitely don't have any real range at all. They really made him the most skewed character in this game. He's only good on the ground. Literally. Like, you can't even make that argument at all. He's gonna hit him. Ness is a good character in this game. I like Ness a lot in this game. Oh, I guess that's interesting to talk about here. I got hit by that. Because I used the side B. Don't use his side B move, because unless you really need to recover, that move has a lot of recovery frames, so you want to be careful when you use it. I wanted to talk about his neutral B move, neutral special. It is obviously how you activate the special when your bar is full, but otherwise he ends up charging a punch, so not unlike Falcon Punch, but sweet. I almost died there. Yep, got hit by it again because I used the same exact move. But I was unsure if I could really make it back, to be honest with you. Anyways, the point is, this neutral B move has, I believe, some super armor. So jabs and things like that, while he's charging up, he has super armor. And I also believe while he's using the move. Good games, KCDC. I suck as Little Mac. He has some super armor when he's using it, so jabs and weak projectiles probably won't knock him out of using the move, charging it up. So you gotta be careful when he starts charging it up. You want to make sure you smash him quickly, or I don't know, do something along those lines to interrupt the move, or just get out of the way. If he the more he charges it up, the farther he will fly across the course, which is pretty interesting. And I guess it's also worth talking about his down special move, which is a counter, actually. Just like half the cast in this game. Which is just how they designed every character to be. Okay. None of his moves combo very well, I don't think. Little Mac is just a crappy character, in my opinion. He could have been a lot better. And I think he was a lot better before the... Oh my god. Before... Jesus, I've gotten one hit on him. It was a neutral air. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with Little Mac, man. Yeah, that's definitely his worst move. Don't use that move unless you're playing an 8-player Smash and just having fun. And you have a line of opponents to go through. That would be cool. I wonder if after he hits someone, have I played this guy? No. Or is just everyone trying to smash Little Mac to pieces, man? He's just a little guy. There's no way I was coming back from that anyways. Good games, good games. I gotta play better with Little Mac. I gotta start focusing. This is not how it gotta go down. It's gotta go down, man. Little Mac is not going down without a fight. He's a boxer. He's been put into the corner. We got this. Oh, Proto Man. Yes, so his down B is a counter. Just like any other counter, it's pretty much... It's useful in niche situations. Oh, he's gonna be fast now. Fast Fire Emblem character. They're good in niche situations, just with every other counter in the game. They're good for catching your opponent off guard, but try not to spam them as they will become predictable. They're punishable, but you can obviously catch your opponent off guard. I tried to use it there because obviously I knew the move was coming out. I used that way too soon there. Oh, I thought that went farther. Oh my god, Marth has more grab range than Little Mac. Little Mac is trash, man. I use the side beat, that's what. Okay. And that's his jab move. Obviously, throws a million jabs out, and he has a finisher there. Sweet. Yeah, you can see his side B move can be used, but just gotta be careful about it. That was awesome, wow. He actually knows how to use Marth. Alright, that's how Little Mac's gonna go in this first part of the week of Little Mac. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and GGB is good. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, and tune in about a couple days for the next part of the week of Little Mac. Catch you guys next time. Peace.